Our next presenter is Keith Cochran. He's with Wood Studios, a furniture designer and woodworker out of Arley, Alabama. He's going to talk to us about the process, design, and use of Mother Nature's finest materials.
All right. I am Keith Cochran. I'm 1/3 Wood Studio. The studio consists of my brother Dylan, my dad Randy, and me. Our studio is in Arley, Alabama, in Winston County, or in the free state of Winston, where we build and design fine handmade wooden furniture. This is one of our, we do custom work. This is one of our latest custom jobs. This is Avondale Bar and Tap Room in Auburn. This job is all resawn walnut, air dried Alabama walnut. It's beautiful. The place was a mess when we started. This is one of our signature pieces, probably our oldest signature piece, the Lookout Mountain Rocker, which my dad made the first ones in 1972. And then probably like our most recent signature piece, the preset flying ornament, which me and Dylan designed and built in 2002. We also built a bunch of small stuff. This is just like a small recipe box we made. This actually has some salvaged chestnut that came out of an old mill building in Wetumpka. So we're wood fanatics. We love wood and we love the natural details in wood. So we like to use air-dried southern native hardwoods. This is a big stack of walnut. Looks pretty rough when you start. It's getting pretty hard to find, but we dig and scratch and find it all over the place. A little different than the commercial lumber that most people are familiar with. Softwood is king in the South. That's longleaf pine, Alabama state tree. These are giant, massive operations that take thousands of trees and make thousands of boards and sheets of plywood out of it every day. First up, on a smaller scale, we'll take a hardwood tree like the walnut tree you see here on the left, and we generally have it milled up in smaller operations like small bandsaw mill you see here. We do that mainly to start the process on the right foot. Our piece of furniture is only as good as the materials we start with. The main reason that we don't use commercial wood is because of the kiln drying process that you see here on the left. That is a massive kiln that just gets real hot and dries all the water out of the wood. We prefer an air dry method, which takes like 2 years to do. Wood is a porous medium. So when you heat it up in a kiln, all these cells that are full of water, it all turns to steam. And so it ruptures these cell walls and damages the structural integrity of the wood, which is no good when you're trying to make pieces like this. This is all cold molded, it's not steam bent, it's resawn and then glued with modern adhesives. We build it to be very stable, and hopefully this chair will last 100 years. But it wouldn't be worth a darn if I didn't use the right materials to build it out of. Another thing kiln drying does in wood is it messes up the color. So this is natural air-dried walnut, and you can see all the nuances in the color itself, and that to me is where the beauty in wood comes. But I can only achieve that if I start with the right materials. So that walnut bar this is the same exact wood before we process it. This is just straight air-dried American black walnut, and its true beauty comes in the nuances that are in the wood inherently. So the only way we can get this wood is we process it ourselves. Every stick that comes through the shop, we generally have filed it, sawed it, dried it, stacked it, and then cleaned it up. Throughout this process, which a lot of people would look at as like the dumb work, why can't you just buy this wood? You get to see all the characteristics in the wood. And so when we go cutting out pieces for our chairs, we can see where the stress is in the wood, how the grain lies. It's the only way we can actually pick the exact right piece of wood to cut out for the exact right piece of the chair we're building. And then after that, it's just handwork. We don't have a very sophisticated shop, so all of our work comes straight out of our hands. And the reason that chair is so perfect in the end is because me and my brother have touched it thousands of times with our hands. And then we have crazy quality control. So, if it doesn't pass Bubbles approval, it doesn't go out. And really, honestly, this is just because we build everything that goes out of our door. And if we don't see it as being perfect, it's not leaving our shop. If you're lucky, once you spend all that time, you get a lookout mountain rocker, which if I'm lucky, I may be able to make a couple of thousand of them before I'm dead. So in this chair, it's not just about the chair, it's about every single part of the chair working correctly together. And all those joints being absolutely perfect and every angle of that chair being absolutely perfect in my eyes. And that, may not be for everything, but it's what I get my kicks from. So, it's only going to be a quality piece if every single piece of it is perfect. And that allows us, a real high consistency rate in what we do make. And so I can make one piece over and over again, or I can make 4 of those pieces as easy as I can make just one of them. And that is one of the beauties, and to me, it's the coolest thing about working with natural materials, is because even though I can make a product that is extremely consistent over time, in the end, basically every single one of them is unique and a complete individual. And that's solely from the use of natural materials. And that's why I love wood.